what kind of type do you normally have when it comes to dating?
I'm kind of like my dad. I do like the blondes and blue eyes.
Oh, okay. Oh, so,
Yeah.
me and male
You.
version.
Exactly. I mean, feel the work done.
Yeah, just a few little tweaks here or there.
I'm not super vain, but I want somebody that's active, obviously. I'm not the most active person, but I still feel like I'm a
Be
solid
active
8.
together.
So if I can get a 7, I'll be happy.
Hey peeps, this is Kendall Long, and you're listening to Down to Date Podcast, the podcast where we bring two complete strangers into our studio and see if they are a match made in podcast history. So without further ado, let's bring out our two contestants, James and Michael.
Cheers to you, good sir.
Oh, yes.
Cheers to you.
Cheers.
And to you, Miss Kendall.
As the third wheel,
The professional third wheel.
Yes, I am. Actually,
wait,
it's true.
are you taking?
What are we drinking?
Third wheel. We are drinking vino.
It's a red blend, guys. If anybody wonders
Okay.
what kind of vino.
You never know what kind of red you like, so you got to blend them all together.
Yeah,
that's
that's
my ideology. We're going to start off by getting you guys to know a little bit about each other. I like to call this story time. So I'm going to give you guys each 1 minute to tell your entire life story in as much detail as possible.
Okay.
So this is I like to think of this as your pitch. You're kind of giving a pitch about yourself. You're telling your interests, things you're, into your life, like when you were a kid up to adulthood, pets, family.
Okay.
Got it.
All the things. So with that being said, who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Here we go. We have a man.
I'm going to take charge.
Oh, taking charge.
They call me
Go
Bossy
for it,
Bob.
sir.
All right, James, you have 1 minute on the clock. Your entire life story in 1 minute, in as much detail as possible. Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
Get set, go.
I was born in 1993 in the middle of nowhere, Texas. I had one older sister, still do. I don't know why I had. I have two parents, still do. Had a dog, still do. I was not a popular child. Then I grew up and became class favorite. So cheers to that. I graduated high school in 3 years. I went on to college, and I graduated from the University of Texas. I have a degree in journalism and a degree in finance. I'm not using either one of them. I moved to California because I was a gay man in Texas, and that doesn't work that well. And then after I moved to California, I became a bartender for a while, and then Oh, this is actually going pretty quickly.
I know.
So I moved to California, became a bartender because that's what you do. And then I started a company. And if you are in the need for a company, I own a company called Security Deposit. So if you're a shitty landlord, I will get my clients' security deposit back. And that's where I'm currently at. And now I'm on a date with this lovely man.
Hi.
Wow,
You're good.
impressive.
Thank you.
I love that. All right, so I feel like you've had a lot. You did a move, big moves, as one does in Los Angeles. I feel like there's a lot of big moves going on.
No one's from here.
Yeah, no one's. I'm from here.
Yeah, you're a very, very, very,
Rare breed.
Really?
I know.
very,
from Santa
very
Clarita.
rare bird.
Yeah, rare bird. But
That's why you found somebody, because you're rare.
thank you.
Aw.
Thank you.
I was asking, I was like, are you taken? And you were
I
married.
am taken.
Lovely.
There's a man in my life.
Like it.
Somebody didn't watch your show.
This
I
is
did
true.
want to research.
This is good though. Researching is good. You want to go in blind, going
Again, don't
completely
Google.
unprepared. Are you ready for your 1 minute, Michael?
I feel like I'll do it in 5 seconds. but
5
yeah.
seconds. Ooh, challenge accepted. All right, your whole entire life story in 1 minute or 5 seconds in as much detail as possible. On your mark, get set.
All right.
Go.
I am from a small town in Ohio where the birth of football took place. I have 2 siblings, one nephew and a niece on the way. Then I moved out here after going to college in Orlando, Florida for film. Moved out here doing TV. So I'm behind the scenes in TV. And then to move out here, we did a cross-country trip, which was a story into itself.
You have to do it at least once.
Everything. And then I've just been doing that and moving up the ladder and acquiring friends and resume accolades, I suppose you'd say.
Gotta build up that resume.
You know.
He has a job.
This is good.
job.
Having a job is good. Mark that on the list, has a job.
See, look at
You
that.
still have 15 seconds left.
I know. I'm just so...
Hobbies?
That's it. Oh, God. Concerts
Oh, that's an amazing hobby.
and vino.
Yeah, and vino.
And vino.
Vino and concerts.
You
All
know.
right, well, you still have 3 seconds,
And
but
eating.
eating. All right,
Eating.
we all have this in common: wine and eating.
Yep.
But you guys are both from small towns.
We are.
Yeah,
Sounds like.
yeah.
Sounds
So
like.
I've never been really from a smaller town. How do you feel like that has something to do with how you date, what you're looking for in a partner, like being from a small town?
I'll go.
Okay.
I don't think that it has so much to do with how you date as to what you don't date. Because when you're in a small town, you find that the pot to pick from is very, very, very limited. And so you find out more what you don't want. That was for me anyway. I grew up, like I said, in a very, very small town where a lot of people were not driven. They're never getting out of there. And I was very much like, this is not the life that I want. And so many people are just like, well, I graduated. I'm out of school for 6 years. I never made it out of this town. And Pete down the street is good enough.
Yeah.
I don't want Pete's dick.
Yeah. You like have higher aspirations.
That's right. I had higher
Exactly.
aspirations.
So you moved to a city.
That's right.
Because I always felt like being from a small town, maybe when you dated, it is such a smaller grouping, but you almost feel like there isn't so much distraction.
Right.
You know, with a lot of different kinds of people to date. So in that way, I almost feel like there's an allure to a small town. Being from a city myself, maybe, you know.
Yeah.
So you settle? No, thank you.
No, I agree though. I do agree. You
Yeah.
bring up a very strong point. Point. All right. So after getting to know a little bit about each other, we're going to try to strike fear, okay, with a relationship. This is the jar of questions you never want to bring up on a first date.
Oh, God.
Okay. I just added
Easy.
some new questions to this today. So, you know they're pretty crazy. I feel like, James, you're just ready.
Am
to
I?
go for it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Is there anything you hope that there isn't on one of these questions?
Oh, God. STD status?
Oh, this is true. Best to be avoided. I don't think there's any answer.
You don't want to know. No. Oh, I guess you you don't want to know. Okay. Just read it.
Yes.
What habits do you have that annoy other people?
Oh God.
Job interview here.
Job interview. Probably my voice. See, we're
Your
on
voice?
a podcast. Well, it's very low and mumbled, and so.
I feel like it's calm and soothing.
Well, thank you. But oh God, and especially like if you're out, and you have all that noise to compete with, and you're telling a story, and sometimes I'll get lost in the story on top of it. So if you're listening to me, it's just so hard to keep track of everything.
So you're really good at calming people down, and
Sure. Like it's just oh my God. They'll be like, can you go from A to Z and not all over the map with your story,
or
please?
A to Z,
Exactly. Probably more so that.
How about you? Do you have any, James? Do you have any?
I didn't know I had to answer
Oh
this
yeah,
one.
you got to answer these too. It's not a one-way street.
No, I'm pretty much perfect. No. Let's see. Annoying habits that annoy other people. Well, you've been talking to me a while. What annoys you about me?
This isn't for me to answer.
Oh, okay, great.
But
Well, I
nothing
guess,
yet.
Well,
Nothing
I'll
yet.
go.
Fantastic. No, I think that I have a little bit of. I'm not such a great listener. I like to be the center of attention. Back to astrology, Gemini, and I'm very much a person that intervenes into the conversation rather than just sits back and says, "Oh, great, well, that's wonderful," which I think can be good and bad. But like some people
have an
would like
opinion.
to get their point across before being interrupted, and I am an interrupter.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay.
with that being said,
There you go.
question number 2.
I'm a Taurus. I don't know what that means though.
I don't know. I'm gonna say your compatibility is good because
that's
we
good.
all hope for good compatibility with our
Yeah,
stars.
let's hope. We'll keep the show going. Oh, awesome. What's the craziest place you've ever had sex?
Oh.
Oh God. So I really hope, for the sake of the show, that this blows up. But for the sake of myself, I hope this does not. With that being said, like I said, small town. The mayor's house in my very small town had a trellis ladder up to the top. It had a very large rotunda, kind of like a castle-looking house. It didn't. I don't know why this happened, but it did, and I climbed that ladder, and I had a very good time with a lady friend.
Oh.
Blast from the past, folks.
Really? In a
Not a Gold Star game. Not a Gold Star game.
a
You know
Gold
what that
Star
is?
game? No, what is a
Oh,
Gold
it means
Star
you've never
game?
been with a woman. There's also Platinum Gay, if people don't know about that.
What's
and
Platinum?
that means you're born C-section. I mean, you've never touched a pussy.
Oh, so would you say one aspires, or is it you don't really care what experiences you have?
I mean, I can't go back now, so I'm like bronze medal gay.
Bronze this is good. Bronze medal. I'll take bronze medal.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything lower than that. You just
there is no medal.
You're just bi at that point.
This is true.
But anyway, so yeah, had sex on the mayor's roof.
That's pretty
didn't
crazy.
Get caught. It
This
was
is
a beautiful,
good. Until
beautiful
now.
night. And now it's out and about for the mayor to know. Sorry.
No, I mean it's good. You experienced all your all options, and I feel like after that you know what you're looking for, and especially on a roof.
Masturbated on a lawnmower one time.
Lawnmower.
It's crazy.
Was it like one of those moving lawnmowers?
Oh,
like those big...
it was definitely a riding lawnmower.
Were you a teenager?
Yeah. Yeah, I was 16.
You can masturbate anywhere when you're a
You can.
teenager. I
You
feel like
literally
that's
can.
Literally, aluminum turns you on when you're 16.
Aluminum. Okay.
I've actually watched a documentary on objective sexuals, people who are into like objects.
Marry the Eiffel Tower and whatnot.
Yes, you've seen it. You have seen it.
It's interesting.
Well, that being said, you can't avoid the questions.
I can't. I don't know if this is the craziest that I've ever had sex, or place I've ever had sex, but it's definitely you have to take a couple showers after, which is, of course, the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sand really does get everywhere.
I was going to say sand.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's like almost like sandpaper.
I mean, in the sheets, all over your crevices, it gets everywhere.
See, it already gets everywhere not having sex. So I can imagine, like, if sex is involved, it gets even more.
Yeah.
It's even more
it
difficult.
makes sense. But when you're in the moment, you don't think about it. And then you get home, you're like, this is its own STD.
Yeah.
It's like 3 days to
It's
get
like
out
glitter.
of everywhere.
You can't get rid of glitter. You can't get rid of sand.
STDs are a common theme here, I found.
Yeah, this is true.
Somebody's got one.
Glitter, the fashion STD.
Exactly. Well, let's hope there's no STD questions this one.
I want this pink
I kind of
one.
hope there is.
Ooh.
Do you believe in... Oh, no. Do you believe in abortion?
This is getting heavy. This is where it gets serious. It switches.
Yes. I think that people definitely have the right to choose.
Yeah.
With that being said, I don't think it should be used as a form of birth control.
Yeah.
But, I think that there's a lot of things that go into it. I don't think any decision to have an abortion is easy. I definitely had a friend that I went with to get an abortion, so she was definitely emotionally traumatized, but she certainly had her reasons. And whether I was supportive or not, I went with her and stood by her side. And I think that it's something that, people don't make the decision lightly. Nobody wants to do that, but sometimes it's better for everybody involved.
Yeah, exactly. How about you, James? How do you feel about that?
Same. I think woman's choice well, it's going to be a woman's choice. I was like, we don't have to worry about that particular
This is true, actually.
issue. But I'm all about woman's choice.
Yeah. Okay. Commonality.
Yay.
And with that, we're going to have one more crazy question, and then we're going to go into the next section.
I'll do the other pink one.
Ooh, okay.
The gays love the pink.
Oh. Have you ever had a secret relationship?
Ooh.
Every one of them? Yeah, definitely every one of them. Small town from Texas. My parents do not know I'm a homosexual. So shout out to mom and dad. So yeah, every one of my relationships has been undercover. Not necessarily with friends and all that stuff. Maybe back in college more. I lived with a lot of straight guys. Was in a frat for a little while. Those are very undercover.
Do you feel like keeping it secret affects your relationships?
I think to a point. I think that I've always said if I found the right person that I would not let that stand in the way. I certainly wouldn't cast that person to the side. Mm-hmm. At some point, you have to live your life for yourself. And I certainly understand that. But my parents have been fantastic support system in my life. So I wasn't quite ready to let them go. And I hopefully that won't happen.
Yeah.
But in case it does, I think you have to find the right person. And I think with gay people in general, I think we have an extra step.
Exactly.
And that is coming out. Straight people don't have to do that. And so that extra step just hasn't seemed like the right time yet. But with that being said, I'm certainly ready to do that if I have to.
Yeah, one hopes not to have secrecy forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, of course, having like that release and
I
being
can't
able
pay
to.
that show,
Yeah.
Surely my mom and dad don't know.
How about you, James?
I have not. But I've also
Or
not
Michael, I'm
really...
sorry, I called you James.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even catch it. I actually have a bad dating history, and I don't seem to go past
Great.
I know. I don't. go past like a month or 3. So I've never, the only person to secret to would probably be my parents as well, but only because.
Really?
Well, I just don't think to tell them until it gets serious.
Yeah.
You know, why bring up a name if in a month to 3, they're not going to know it anyway.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true. You want to make sure that you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I've never had to experience that. So I can only imagine it's incredibly difficult to have to go through that step and to like open up and to feel like you can't be completely 100% yourself, especially with people that you absolutely love.
I'll let you know.
Yeah. Well, here's to,
Here's to it, babe.
Here's to it. Here's to it.
Here's to meeting
Cheers
you.
to you.
All right.
Yeah, I'm out though. So.
This is good.
But I got lucky. I do say I got lucky because I will say that I don't know how this will affect you or when, but I found out that all my friends they're out as well, but their families weren't as accepting, and I got really lucky because my family was.
Yeah.
And it just became more obvious like when my family would visit, and then my friends were just being like kind of envious of that, like, oh, I want my family to come to the gay club and be okay.
Yeah.
And what's funny is they're native to California.
Really?
Yeah. And their
That's
family's
interesting.
less accepting. And then my small town Ohio family, more accepting.
Yeah.
Like in their circles, when they've come out, they've had to just not talk about it. They're fine as long as they don't hear about it.
That's so interesting. Everyone wants the person that they're dating to be accepted by their family. I know that's a hugely impactful for myself. If my family, and my family has not accepted all the people that I've dated. Thankfully, they accept my boyfriend currently. But when your family doesn't accept the person you're dating, that's like, it changes your life. It does. It changes how you go about things. And I'm not saying that I 100% know what it's like, but I feel like I understand like the push and pull of like having to please everybody.
Yeah.
100%.
Agreed.
Yeah. All right, so with that being said, we are going to lighten the mood a little bit.
Thank you.
When we come back, we are going to go to game time, so stay tuned. All right, guys, we all want to do the right thing to keep our bodies healthy in the long run. I know I especially try to eat at least one kale salad every day. Actually, it's impossible to eat a kale salad every day. So because it's impossible to eat a kale salad every day, I like to take Ritual vitamins. They're just 2 easy to take capsules, providing 9 essential nutrients. All the nutrients that you probably wouldn't get even if you tried to stuff your face full of vegetables every single day. It's just a good way to get all the good stuff inside of your body. I, for one, travel a lot. I'm constantly on the plane, and you know that plain food does not have all the nutrients you need. So Ritual has been a really good vitamin for me to take on the go, just 2 capsules every single day. Ritual is traceable and transparent, which I absolutely love when it comes to vitamins. For obsessive label readers like myself, all the Ritual's vegan-friendly, sugar-free, non-GMO, gluten-free, and allergen-free ingredients and their sources are out there for the whole entire world to see, so they're not hiding anything from anybody. And Ritual is also delivered. A subscription is easy to start, and it's easy to snooze. It's only $1 a day to have all the essential nutrients your body needs. Delivered every month, no strings attached. Guys, you know I like no strings attached. Better health doesn't have to happen overnight, and right now, Ritual is offering my listeners 10% off during your first 3 months. Fill in the gaps in your diet with Essential for Women, a small step that helps support a healthy foundation for your body. Visit ritual.com/long. That's RITUAL.com/LONG to start your Ritual today. That's 10% off during your first 3 months at ritual.com/long. So go check it out. Ladies, are you still searching for the most comfortable bra? I know my favorite part of the day, at the end of the day, is taking off my bra because I feel like I'm literally releasing myself from constraint. Well, all your problems have finally been solved by Tommy John, the brand that's built its reputation on comfort and quality. Tommy John has launched the most comfortable and supportive bras and bralettes on the planet. Literally, I mean on the planet, because I have one of these bras, and it's kind of like the comfort of a sports bra with the support of a regular bra fused into one. So if you prefer a more constructed bra but hate metal underwires, problem solved. Literally problem solved. I do not like metal underwires. I've had literal wires like impale me in my chest, and we just want to avoid all the impaling. This is no booby trap. I'm serious, no booby trap. Try it risk-free today at Tommy John. No adjustment needed. Hurry to TommyJohn.com/long to get 20% off of your first order. That's TommyJohn.com/long for 20% off. TommyJohn.com/long. Guys, if I didn't say it enough, that's TommyJohn.com/long for all your problems to go away. All right, guys, welcome back to Down to Date. I am Kendall Long, and we are going to see if these two people, James and Michael, are a match made in podcast heaven. So we had a pretty intense... This jar, we're going to get rid of this jar because these questions are very intense. We're going to go to something a little more lighthearted. This is game time. I mean, depending on how competitive you are, we'll see, because the game we like to play is the debate game.
Okay.
Are you fiercely competitive, James?
Yeah.
Yeah? This is good.
Pretty competitive.
Michael, are you competitive?
Yeah, and
I like to win.
So this will be great, you know? This will be great. Crazy competitiveness. All right, so I'm going to come up with a topic, and the topic is, are cats better or are dogs better? I'm going to assign you. So, Michael, I'm going to say you're a dog person.
Okay.
And James, you are a cat person. Michael, you're going to have the floor first. You're going to convince me that cats are the best. Okay?
All right.
And then you're going to, don't feel free. Go back and forth. You want to prove to him that dogs are the best.
All right.
Are you ready? Set, go.
Fantastic. Cats are simply the best because as a traveler, as somebody that likes to go out of town, cats are self-sufficient. They can take care of themselves. Put some food in that bowl, put some water in there to drink, and you can go out of town for a week, 2 weeks. Get a bigger litter box. It's going to stink when you get back. But with that being said, when you come back, they're still going to love you. They're never going to love you as much as a dog, but they're independent. And so get a cat. They'll love you when you're there. They won't hate you when you're gone.
What do you think, Michael? What do you think about that as a dog lover?
As a dog lover, the cats don't love you. They could not care if you were dead. So when you come home, don't
There's
you want
no
a
proof of
fluffy
that.
little nugget to come like chasing you to the door and just love on you? Also, dogs don't have as nasty a claws.
This is fact.
Yeah, you ever seen a cat
Declaw.
owner?
You can declaw those bitches.
Oh.
Yeah. And
Not
that's the
that
only
great a
pussy
point.
I'm ever gonna get.
I was wondering if it was going to come out.
But
I was wondering.
you look like
Sorry
a
about that,
cutter
clap.
sometimes, when you're a cat owner, because it's just all up and down,
People are into that sometimes. You never know.
There's sometimes, but
And cats, you can get. You can get it. I guess you can get a dog like this too. Besides the point, cats you can get that do not shed, and they bathe themselves. You don't have to worry about bathing them. You don't have to take them out to go to the bathroom when you're tired at night. When you come home and you're drunk and you're like, I just want to go to bed. Cat's already done its done.
I feel that at
done
a deep
its
level.
thing in the potty box, and a dog you got to take out.
oh no, they'll wake you up. They run all up and
Yeah, but
down
I don't wanna
at
be
2
woken
a.m.
up.
in the morning.
Mm-mm.
No, the cat.
Oh gosh.
Oh, he'll sing the song of his people.
Exactly. Run all
So
up
who
and down.
won, cat or dog?
I will say, James, you give some compelling arguments.
Okay, but you're a dog person.
I'm a dog person. Okay, I'm biased. I do love dogs. I lived with a cat one time and it clawed me to death.
See?
So,
Okay.
yeah.
You can have the
That was
dog.
easy.
To be honest, I'm a dog person too. So
But
you're
you
really
did
a
have a
dog
very
person.
compelling argument for cats.
yeah,
I
great.
will say that I do love your fight for cats.
Garfield here all the way.
Yes. Okay, that being said, I feel like we're going to go through another debate. And this debate is, does a straw have one hole or two? So, James, you're going to say a straw has one hole. Michael, you're going to say a straw has two holes. And Michael, I'm going to have you start this time because James started last time. So, go for it.
It visually has two holes. Also, one does the suction, the other does the pouring in. So that's two different functions. So it must mean two different holes. One's an exit and one's an entrance, is what I'm trying to say. Wow, that's a big old metaphor, isn't it? Which means I clearly won and then winning. Yeah, I mean, you can see into one and out the other.
What about
Clearly
you?
two holes.
What about you, James?
I don't think I'm smart enough for this question. Let's pop a Molly and get with the universe here. And try to answer these questions.
Cerebral conversations.
Let me see.
here.
A straw certainly has one hole. Because
Because it does.
because it fucking does. And that's all I gotta say. It has one fucking hole. No, a straw has one hole because it's I don't know. A straw might have two holes.
You know?
No,
It's
Yeah.
a compelling argument.
Yeah.
Very compelling argument.
Yeah,
One
it
can
is.
say that maybe there's no disconnection
I thought about that, but I was
Yeah.
like, that two different functions, really.
I
mean, I guess it is one function. I don't know.
It's one hole. But anyway.
Do you think it's one hole?
I think it's one hole.
You explained this.
Okay, you're gonna take both sides of the
Yeah,
argument.
take
One
both
hole
sides.
because-
Well, if you made the straw, you're just, oh.
Mm.
Well, it depends on how you make the straw. If you roll it, it's one hole. But if you have to puncture, oh, shit. See? Never
Guys,
mind.
this is like some
Physics.
heavy duty.
This is
heavy
really
duty
heavy
debate.
duty.
Yeah. We might start like a internet war.
Honestly.
I would love to see those comments, actually.
Yeah. Please comment and tell us if you think a straw has one hole or two holes.
Yeah, we want to know.
Yeah. So far, we have the argument for two holes. We need a very compelling argument
There's
for one
gonna
hole.
definitely be a physicist that comes out here and explains why.
I sure hope we have a
Annihilate
physicist.
this, yeah.
Oh, hands down. I would love to
He's
have
going to call us
someone like.
flat earthers. He's going to be like, do you not know anything?
Yeah,
Well,
this has been a
nowadays,
debate going on.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter because straws are going by.
This is true, guys. Don't
Save
use
the
straws. They're
turtles.
bad for the environment. Exactly. We've all learned a lesson here.
You don't need straw to drink wine.
Well,
Oh, well, there you,
you
go.
see, you don't. Unless it's red wine, you get it all over your teeth.
That's true.
Yeah.
I live that way.
All right, so without further ado, after game time, we're going to try to get in depth. And I know we kind of got in depth earlier, but I feel like these questions that you have in front of you challenge you to kind of get to know each other at an even deeper level. So what you're going to do is you're going to each take turns reading the question on the card, and the other person's going to answer. And you're both going to have to answer the card as one does, because you can't get away from it. Okay. But you're going to be doing an interview process. And what you don't know is I'm not going to be here for it. I'm going to take my wine, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of alone time. All right?
Okay.
Oh, Jesus. They did go deep pretty quickly. Have you ever been in love, and when was the moment you knew?
I'm a person that definitely believes in love at first sight.
Okay.
There was a guy. Like I said, I was a bartender. There was a guy that walked into my bar, and man, I wasn't expecting to turn around and see him, but I thought he was extremely attractive, and it was very, very quickly that we started a conversation, and the conversation really never stopped, and so I think I really did. I think I fell in love in the first day.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a quick process. Didn't work out, but it was quick.
I'm sorry it didn't work out.
Yeah, well, thanks.
Mine was similar. It was actually in a social setting where alcohol is involved.
As one is,
You know.
or as one does.
But also it did not work out. So I don't know what that means. But here we are.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah. Do you want some more wine?
Sure.
Let's do a little bit more wine.
Okay.
You first.
I've never been more scared of red wine than
I know this
pointed
white
over
tablecloth,
my
right?
table.
I don't want to finish the bottle.
It's almost like a game.
but I'm going to finish
like
the
this is the
bottle. I
fourth
feel like you should
challenge.
know who you're getting. I'm going to finish the bottle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No judgment.
No judgment. Okay.
It wasn't the whole bottle to yourself. We split it between 3 people.
It's like I barely had a sip. Okay. Do you believe people are born inherently good or evil?
Inherently good. I choose to believe that. Yeah.
Okay. Why?
Otherwise, I would just slip my wrist right now.
Oh, Jesus. Do you want to talk about it?
No. Yes? Is that the point of the show? No. I have to. I think they are. I think there's just people that, if they skew the other way, then that's just some sort of defect.
Yeah. I think people are born inherently good as well. But I think that we all have situations in life that come to pass that definitely point us down a certain path. And I think, like I said, I think they're good, but I don't think a person that turns evil was without reason. I think that...
Well, what type of reason?
Well, I think that life can be frustrating and people don't deal with it as well.
Right.
I don't think that
They
people
don't have
are...
the tools sometimes.
They don't have the tools,
Yeah.
exactly. I don't think people intentionally are born and they're like, I'm going to be a serial killer. I think that they're a product of the environment that they were put into, and things happened along the way that made them a little bit angry that
And they
made
couldn't
them,
process
they couldn't
it.
process it. With that being said, I really got in. Don't be freaked out by this, but I really got into watching these documentaries on YouTube about serial killers, and all of them are very young when they start killing, live things,
Okay.
small animals, or start collecting roadkill, and that is terrifyingly frightening. And so
Well,
there
as
is a
long as you're not
possibility that people are
collecting-
definitely born with a problem.
Right.
But I think good is probably the answer. I like to believe that good is the answer.
Yeah, I agree there too. I mean, you just can't process. But as long as you're not yourself collecting the trading cards of serial killers,
Next.
I'm good. Let's see. On your deathbed, what do you think your last wish will be?
I am a religious person, so I think my last wish will be, Jesus Christ, I hope I did enough to get into the pearly gates, and I hope you have a great sense of humor, Jesus. It's going to be needed.
Oh God, I've never thought what my last wish would be of all the, I wouldn't call it morbid to think about, your future and your inevitable, outing of this world. But I did have that scenario. I thought, what if you get to the pearly gates and it's just like an exit exam from college, like God's there like, and you just have to sit, but you can't.
And he's just like, F.
You can't talk to God like that. So you're just sitting there all awkwardly and just being like, and he's just.
But you just know you didn't study for the test.
Yeah.
Yeah. You went out and partied instead.
It's sort of the same wish because you're
You just
like,
roll up with a hangover.
and you just want to be like, I just want to explain it. No. Like I want to explain that one time.
Yeah, he's like, no, I was there.
Yeah,
I was there. I
you.
saw it.
Also, you've masturbated an ungodly amount of times.
Yeah. Yeah. And
You are.
does it matter if a straw is two sides or one side? Do you put it up your nose? When was a time you were really scared?
I say in the moment, like I say in these questions, you get this question a lot, honestly, and like even in interviews, job interviews, and I'm like, I don't know, because in the interview, I don't recall.
Did you
like,
answer the question?
No, because I'm saying once you're past whatever gave you the fear,
Okay.
you've moved past it, and for me, I don't hang on to the fear, and so I don't recall it. So when they're like, bring it up, I'm like, I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a terrible answer, but I legitimately can never pinpoint a time.
Okay, so
I pushed through it. I pushed through the fear.
Okay, well that's good. It's good quality.
Yeah,
I like it.
What about?
I'll write that down in the check column.
Okay.
For me, when it was time I was really scared. I'm really afraid of heights. It's just something I've been born with. We went to the Grand Canyon, and I was looking over, and I feel really bad about this. They have those donkey rides.
Yeah.
They're under you, and you're looking over, and there's like a railing, but you can still see over, and just vomited everywhere.
Wait, not on the donkey.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Oh.
Hundreds of feet below. I'm pretty sure I hurt somebody. I was chunky that day, it seemed like. And then same scenario, went to Niagara Falls and just got really that deep butt clench, when you're like really fucking frightened.
Yes.
It's just, heights is not my thing. So every time I get really high up there, fucking scared.
I feel
Planes
you.
don't bother me though, so let's go somewhere. Travel.
Done. I have a weird thing. I'm afraid of falling from heights, but I'm not afraid of heights.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to the Grand Canyon once, and I had this irrational fear that someone's going to be playing football, like just a casual game, like just you and your buddy throwing the ball around, and then it's just going to knock me over the edge as I'm sightseeing.
Mm-hmm.
Totally legit.
Okay.
What is a pet peeve of yours?
Oh, Jesus. Why is pet peeve called pet peeve?
Do not have the answer.
Okay.
That
on.
you can Google later. Just don't Google my name.
A pet peeve of mine.
There
Your
and there. Okay.
used incorrectly. It's like, come on, people. That, and because I've been in the service industry so long, I see so many. I work downtown Los Angeles,
Okay.
and I see so many people come in that are wearing suits, ties. They're in the financial industry. They're working for PwC. They're working for, whatever law firm you want to pick from. And it baffles me the amount of people that are unable to make eye contact and order like a fucking adult. I'm like, you've got a fucking job and went through a goddamn interview and you can't fucking order a glass of fucking water? Like, shoot me in the fucking face. That is my biggest pet peeve. Fucking read a menu and fucking talk like an adult. Jesus Christ.
Bounce off of yours. I was a barista for a hot second, and it was when I was back home in Ohio.
So you're not rich? I'm joking. I'm totally joking. Don't even. That was a joke. Didn't hit. It's fine.
But I don't know why, even in a small town, I was sort of bougie to this effect. And when they would come through and order a caramel macchiato, they go, "I want that caramel macchiato." I would correct them, and they would correct me right back. And so that's another internet debate, I feel like, is caramel or caramel. Yeah, first of all, macchiato is macchiato. We are correct on that. Thank you, everyone. It is
caramel, though.
I like the bougie way of saying it.
Caramel?
I love caramel, yeah.
Well, if we want to be bougie, let's go to Carmel and call it a day. Are we good? No more?
You guys are great on your own.
Thank you.
You don't need me.
No.
I see sparks flying. All right, on that note, we are going to be taking a little bit of a break.
Cool.
And up next, we have honesty time. This is the time to be feared.
Oh,
so
God.
Stay tuned, guys. Coming up.
Now I
drink
have
all the wine.
Shoes tell a lot about a person. And, when you go on your first date, you want to go and walk into that first date feeling like you're putting your best foot forward. But cheesy lines aside, in 2009, Shoe Dazzle created a new way to spoil women who love fashion and lust after shoes. Shoe Dazzle is on-trend fashion at an irresistible price. It's chic, inclusive, impulsive, and, dare I say, extroverted. These shoes can range from your casual black shoe. My favorite one is the Eleanor Lug Soul Booty because I like that just casual black shoe. Or they have literally crazy styles that will go with like a really amazing outfit, like that standout style. After taking a super quick 60-second style quiz, you'll receive a personalized showroom of pieces specifically catered towards your own unique styles. So my style would more so be city, things I can kind of mess around with. I like a really big sturdy boot. And by doing that, it helps take the guesswork out of what styles are best suitable for you. With just a few clicks, Shoe Dazzle is doing all the homework for you. So make sure you enter your email address once you take the style quiz, as you'll receive exclusive monthly discounts and the inside scoop about new collections that haven't been released yet. It is coming into fall, so you want to get all the insider scoop on the new boots that are coming out, new fall shoes. I know I definitely need to refresh my style. And right now, my listeners can get their first Shoe Dazzle style for as low as $10. That's 75% off your first items using my special link, which is shoedazzle.com/long, L-O-N-G. And make sure you guys get my favorite shoes. I'm all about that Eleanor Lug Soul Booty, and I also love the Brooke Booty. You have to get the products while they're in stock because designs change monthly. So they go really, really quickly. So make sure you guys check out shoedazzle.com/long. Again, that's shoedazzle.com/long. shoedazzle.com/long, L-O-N-G. Make sure you guys go check them out. Honesty time. All right, guys, welcome back to Down to Date, the podcast where we act as a fly in the wall and see if our two strangers are down to date. So, James, you met Michael. I feel like I see a little bit of chemistry going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are both from small towns.
I think he's a little nervous.
Yes.
And I mean, to be expected. I mean, we don't know each other, so I get that. But I think once he started opening up, he was a really genuine person.
Yeah.
And I thought he was attractive. And I don't know. I felt something.
Okay.
I don't know. I might be interested.
Maybe a little interested.
Yeah.
Are there any red flags that you heard throughout? Anything that you're maybe like, oh, maybe that's something that I wouldn't be looking for, or something that I would maybe want to talk further about, maybe on a second date?
Honestly, no, not really.
That's good.
That's good, right?
We like no red flags.
So, yeah, I know. So it's one of those things where you're like, I feel like as humans, we're inherently very picky.
Yes.
Especially when people are watching us. Sometimes we're like, oh, this person doesn't check that box. This person doesn't check that box. But honestly, I don't really have boxes, to be honest. It's either you have a connection with somebody or you don't.
I agree.
I'm not saying that I felt the world's like sparks go off, but I think
It's hard to with the lights.
I think if the lights weren't on us, I could see it working.
Okay, that's good. We like that. We like potential for something.
I have potential.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I feel like, given the environment, I mean, the one thing I was surprised about with you is that you were in the beginning very jokey and funny, and then I saw you get really serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that. Like I admire that in you. You can bring the jokes, you can make it funny, and then you can really get down to the nitty-gritty when you need to.
I mean, life has, two sides, and life is not always fun. Life can be hard at sometimes. But, I definitely am a person that tries to make the best out of every situation. With that being said, we have loss of life. We lose our jobs. We have highs and lows, and sometimes you just gotta make the best of it, but you also gotta be realistic.
Yeah.
And sometimes somebody just had a shitty fucking day, and they don't want fucking jokes. They want a partner to be there with you.
Yeah.
And so I definitely want to convey that I am.
Yeah, you show those different elements.
Personal.
I think that's a rarity to find on a first date, and also a rarity to find on a first date that's being watched by many people. So
Thanks.
Thank you for being open. And
God, pat on the back.
Great. Actually, I have to say, when James first walked... Oh, sorry, not... I keep mixing people's names up. When Michael first walked in, what was your first impression?
When he first walked in, I thought he was very good looking. I thought he was well dressed. I thought he was professional looking. I thought he was in that 10-year age gap. So I didn't think he was too old. I thought he was in fairly good shape.
Checking off the boxes.
Yeah,
you said
we're
you had
checking
no
off
boxes,
the boxes. Yeah, but I guess we do. I guess we all kind of inherently do. Yeah, but I thought he was open and he was not closed off. He didn't, he looked me in the eye, and he didn't look like he looked at me and goes, "Oh God."
Yeah.
So I think you want it to be a mutual thing, and so I thought, like, this is something that I'm interested in. You never want to. I mean, I've gone to blind dates before where you go in and you go, "What was my?"
So you have been on a blind date.
I have been on a blind date.
Oh my God, we didn't cover this topic.
Yeah, I have been on a blind date, and it's really, my friend was like, "You're gonna hit it off," and I was like, "Can I see a picture?" And they were like, "No, you're gonna hit it off. Don't worry about it." And I was like, "Okay." Like, my type. It was somebody that I was not remotely interested in. And just honestly, it was just never gonna work.
On the scale of blind dates, is this?
This was
1 to 10.
This was like a 7, and I thought I had a good personality. So
okay.
I'm interested.
Good. What do you think Michael will say? What do you think his opinion is going to be about how this date went?
I think he's probably gonna say, "I wish he would have shut the fuck up." Like, he talked the entire time. But hopefully he says, like, he seemed like a genuine person. He put himself out there, and he was handsomely good looking. Devilishly. Thank you. And no, I think that I want him to say that he's interested, because we always want to be liked.
Yeah.
And that he sees a second date in the future.
All right, so there's hope and love in the air.
There is.
All right, so we're gonna bring in Michael, and we're going to be seeing if if he's down to date.
Yeah, let's see it.
Honesty time. So, honesty time. So this is the time when we get really real. We see how the entirety of the date has gone. So when James came in, when you first saw James, what was your first impression?
Oh, I thought he was really cute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is good. I like. What was the first thing you thought? Like, what was the first thing that stood out?
Well, we were talking about blonde hair, blue eye, and he came in sandy hair, blue eye.
Okay.
Well, I think his were like, so he had sandy hair, and then it's almost like blue green eyes.
Okay, yeah, like the lighter eye. So he's your initial type.
He's my initial type.
Okay, this is good. And as the date progressed, do you feel like there were any red flags or anything that you kind of were worried about?
Not red flags. I think if we were to go on another date, I would kind of, question like how he feels about, coming out to his family and whatnot. That's like he said, it's a big step. But other than that, like, no.
Well, it's a scary thing to go into.
Yeah.
In a relationship, knowing that is like something you have to go through together. I mean, it's
with
already,
them,
with them. So it could be very intimidating.
Not a deal breaker.
Not a deal breaker. It takes everyone their own time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
and we all know that if you're gay.
Yes. Yeah.
And if you're straight and intelligent.
Yes. No, I mean, in general, it's always difficult to go against the fam.
Yeah.
You know? No one
Well,
going,
like you were saying about your own
Mamacita,
situation.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Mamacita, she's a force to be reckoned with.
Awesome.
So how do you feel like James will feel? How do you think he'll feel the date went?
I feel good about it, but there's always that unknown. You know, there's where the fear lies. You're like, I feel good about it, but I'm not sure what his answer will be or how it'll turn out. Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like he tends to be someone that is really jokey, really funny, but then he gets serious.
Yeah.
Which I was not expecting.
No.
Yeah.
Mine was almost a flip. I thought he was like jokey, and then it's like, oh no, you said that. Sorry. But yeah, I was not expecting that.
Yeah, it's good to see the different elements of it. He's definitely outspoken.
For sure.
Yeah, completely. Like,
sure.
Is that normally your type, someone who's just like out there, outspoken, like very energetic?
I don't feel like I've dated a lot of people that were, and I do like that. There's almost a little fight in them. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, a little spice. Speak a little spice.
Yeah. Otherwise, I think it'd be too boring otherwise.
Yeah, life's too boring without spice. You know, you got to add your condiments and all that jazz.
Yeah.
Or else it's just, a plain sandwich. I don't know where I was going with that metaphor. I was really thinking it was me something cool.
I'm right there with you, especially with the red wine.
I know exactly. Red wine really just like mellows everything out, you know?
Yeah.
So we're going to bring in James and we're going to see if you guys are down to date.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Moment of truth. Alrighty, so I got a little bit of insight from you both. Now it's the moment of the truth. This is the ultimate honesty time. We're going to see if you guys are both down to date. So in front of you guys have a card. Oh, you both have sunglasses too.
We do.
That's something else you have in common.
Yeah.
One side it says not, the other side says down. If you guys are down to date, you're going to show the downside and in your microphone say down. If not, then not. We have until the count of 3. Are you guys ready?
So we're going to say it too?
Yes, you're going to say it as well for the podcast listeners,
Perfect.
Don't want to keep them in anticipation.
Yeah. They'll never know.
Alrighty. 1, 2, 3.
Down.
I'm down.
Both down. Oh, you're a trickster. I was like thinking for a second you're going to do not, and you had me.
No, I think you were nervous, but I wanna see
nervous.
I wanna see if you're as nervous after hours.
After this.
Oh, okay. So maybe
I was trying to trick him down here, but he can't see what's down here.
being secretive.
I know.
Secretive with it.
Exactly.
Well, I'm happy you guys are down to date, and I want to hear updates on your, next date.
Totally. Where are we gonna go?
What's going on? Ooh.
Olive Garden.
Oh, never mind. Not.
Great breadsticks.
Just kidding.
Guys, I have to say, I like Olive Garden's breadsticks. I have not found a match. All right, this has been Down to Date. I'm your host, Kendall Long. Thank you so much for listening. And if you guys liked what you heard, make sure you rate, review, subscribe. Also, you can follow us on our Instagram, Down to Date Podcast, and see who else is down to date.